Hi, guys. Welcome to the Highly Strange Daze podcast on the Parawomenradio network. How is everyone doing? Oh, who's ready for a little bitchcraft tonight? Rumors have circulated that the mistress of the Chris Watts case, Nichol Kessinger, may have been or still be, who knows, involved in some sort of witchcraft belonging to a mysterious magical order of witches called OTO. The OTO is a magical organization founded by Aleister Crowley in the early 20th century. This order combines Egyptian mythology with Eastern and Islamic philosophies, as well as the practice of magic. One of the core beliefs of OTO is the philosophy that the will is the way, essentially meaning that one can achieve anything they desire. Did Chris Watts's mistress teach him that he could do whatever he pleased to his family? Because we all know what Chris Watts did to his family, right? But is any of this even true? Who knows? Tonight, we're going to find out because it's the Highly Strange Daze podcast on Parawomenradio network as we delve into the mystical and magical aspects of the Watts family case. Let's uncover the truth behind the whispers and the rumors surrounding this dark case. So we are five subscribers away from being up to 4K over on YouTube. So, as we go into the credits while we wait for everyone to roll in, I want everyone to head over to YouTube and look and see if you are subscribed, because we are 5 subscribers away from being at 4K. Y'all, 5. Okay, so I'm going to roll some credits while you guys are all checking to see if you're subscribed on any of the platforms, because we're coming to you on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch today. Special shout out to my replay crew. Is anybody else in Florida praying that the hurricane doesn't turn into a thing? Like, give me a snowstorm any day. Hello, I'm Amy.
Carefully strumming this old guitar, words rolling out into the fire. Never ask why my heart burned blue. Here in the haze where you inspire me. Here in the darkness I hear my cue. Time to find some solitude. Here where my soul bleeds openly, deep in the heart of sin and you. Here in the blue, I'm falling deep into you. Here in the blue, I'm dancing with you tonight, and it feels fine. Carefully strumming this old guitar again, words rolling out into our fire. If heaven had wings, I would steal them and fly away with you for a while. hearing the essence of gratitude. Your dreamy little smile on my lips. I miss my cue, but baby, I had you. Miss my cue, but I had you for that day.
Here in the blue and the essence of gratitude, I've got my Highly Strange Daze cruise today. How's everyone doing? Be sure to check to see that you are subscribed. If you are, thank you so much. We are getting so close to being up to 4K over on YouTube, and I'm really hoping and happening hoping that we will be up to 4K by the end of tonight's live. Let me pull it up to make sure that I can watch it to see what's happening. Okay, so today on this paranormal joyride, I have my good friend with me, Shannon. Hi, Shannon. How are you?
I'm doing well, Amy. How are you?
I'm okay. I've got to become more confident in your last name, because I just feel like just saying I have Shannon with me. It just, like, for years and years and years, I said your first and last name, and it's just Shannon. It just needs something more. So Shannon Fleckenstein. See,
Yeah.
I get this mixed up in my head.
That's why I have it in parentheses. Look at the parentheses, dear. Fleck and
right.
Stein.
I forgot that you told me you did that. Woo! It's a good thing I don't know. Maybe I should stop smoking so much. I don't know. So how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm battling a UTI. What's new? Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I started coming down with it yesterday, so no antibiotics yet. So
those hurt too.
They do.
It's just like a constant kind of hurt. Ugh.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Serena Matthews is the musician that I play a lot of the intro music, and that was Into the Blue by Serena Matthews.
I love her.
I do too. And you know what's interesting? My two mods, Heavenly and Chris C, they both live in the same, like, Serena's from Memphis, Tennessee, and that's where they both live.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, and it's a small world.
Yeah, it is. I mentioned in the chat, I really love her one song, Moon Hanging Low.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites too.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
She gave me access to using them all to use. See, I don't know, my mind is not quite right tonight because my words aren't right. When I had my brain bleed, it really affected my speech and my words, and when I get flustered, my words don't come out right. So
Understand.
Frustrating.
Yeah.
When your mind doesn't work like you want it to. So anyway, just please ignore it. I'm well aware of it. I can hear it when it comes out. I hear it. Anyway, what was I saying?
Serena Matthews. She gave you permission to use all of her stuff?
Catalog, of her music. So I'm really happy about that.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that. That's really cool.
Yeah. So All right, tonight we're going to be talking about Chris Watts's, who is the man who unalived his pregnant wife Shanann Watts and his two daughters Bella and Cece, and he was pregnant with his son Nico. And many say he did it because of his mistress. And there also has been lots of rumors and whispers that NK, which her name is Nichol Kessinger, but a lot of people just go by her initials NK. So I'll probably be going back and forth. And also she's known as Nikki too. So NK, Nikki, and Nicole. And then there's another Nicole in the story, but I don't see why we'd be bringing her into tonight's topic. But anyway, NK is the mistress, and many say that she was into dark magic. And I thought tonight, we of course I don't think we'll be able to get everything in. And also we were supposed to have a guest on tonight, but they canceled at the last minute. And we have rescheduled, but so I didn't get like a lot of time to do a whole lot of research. So this is just my beginning research. So, because this is going to be an ongoing thing, because supposedly she's, in this order of witches. She had done some witchy stuff in the house. She supposedly fed him some teas and drinks. There were crystals that Chris was searching to buy for her, which I didn't even find that topic, but I did find some information on some of the dark stuff, and I thought we could start delving into it. What do you think about that?
I'm excited. Yeah. I hate all bitchtresses.
But I love BITCHcraft.
I do too.
Okay, so over on our good friends Reddit, which I mean, I don't think I could do the Watts case without a good old Reddit page. I found, is this up on stage? Let me make sure it's there. Yes.
I see something called dark stuff. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So there was this question about dark stuff, ... And this person said, I finally figured out what people were referring to when they spoke about Nichol Kessinger being involved in the occult and influencing Chris Watts. First, I must emphasize that I really don't think that she was fully ensconced in this, but she was dabbling in OTO-based practices in a predominantly amateur fashion. So OTO stands for, I can't speak this language, but
is it Latin?
What? Yeah, it looks like it's Latin, or Ordo Templi.
Let me see.
Orientis.
Ordo Templi Orientis.
Orientis.
Yep.
And is a magical order or organization. It was established by Aleister Crowley in the beginning of the 20th century and combines Egyptian lore and Eastern and Islamic philosophies and mysticism, along with the practices of magic. One of the most significant things about it is the philosophy that is centered upon the will is the way. That's basically means that you can do whatever you want. There's no such thing as good or evil. It's not restricted by morality whatsoever. It can be construed as a very selfish ideology. Do what thy will basically gives individuals permission to go wherever the hell they want to go and do whatever they want to do. That sounds exactly like Aleister Crowley, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
This esoteric set is highly misunderstood and would be misconstrued by many as devil worship, which it is not. However, there are very dark elements associated with it, and I think that they are legitimately concerning. This is not something that an amateur ought to be messing with around with. Whatever your beliefs might be, this can unleash some unsavory elements that most people are very unprepared for. When I found out that NK had been in communication with a practitioner of member of the OTO, it kind of stopped me in my tracks. I'd always been completely dismissive of the claims, me too, until I read this, that she was into evil. Well, I thought she was a witch, but I didn't think it was like this. Evil stuff, as some people refer to it. I personally would not call it evil, but it could run amok in the wrong hands. Sherilyn Cadle had made a few remarks about it, but it didn't seem like she knew what she was talking about. No, nor did she. No, she did not. I don't even think she knew what she was talking about with half of the Watts case. However, if there is any legitimacy to these claims, I do think that it has a bearing on what Kessinger might have been influenced by and capable of. Chris is probably the last type of person who would flock to anything of this nature. It's highly intellectual order. He would not understand any of it. I mean that very seriously. This is esoteric mysticism that is, from everything I have seen and heard, way beyond his limited scope. He is not the type of person attracted to anything like this. I don't think that Kessinger was up for it either, which is why I don't think that she was a true practitioner in the real sense of the word. Nevertheless, it could be very dangerous in amateur hands, and I'm serious when I say that it is nothing to laugh at. In fact, it could be downright disastrous in the wrong hands. And there's also a sexual element to the order that might attract rank amateurs. And we know there was a lot of sex going on. Like, I think she said like 4 times a day. I don't know. It was a lot in a day.
Holy cow.
Yeah. And he was in his 30s. I don't know how he did it 4 times a day, but anyway, I guess it's possible. I mean, I don't know. Crowley himself was very immersed in what he called sex magic. This was a guy who was taking a lot of opium, having orgies, and generally leaning towards hedonistic
Bucky and Alien
experiences that might attract unsuspecting yet daring adventurous types. I could see NK perceiving herself as a daring type, but I do not see Chris as having the capacity of understanding the most basic. They've already said this. So, yeah. So she was possibly in this OTO. What do you think? Do you know much about her?
I don't. No, I don't know anything about her.
Okay, you don't.
But, the pagan part of me wants to say that, since the beginning of the world, basically, witches have been blamed for everything.
That's true. He did say, Victoria points out that CW said that NK was into dark things. Now, he never would say exactly what those dark things are. But when asked, this is, let me find it. Hold on, really. He says when asked about Nichol Kessinger, he directed the person to Proverbs 7, and I have that up here, and I thought we could look at that really quick, the Proverbs 7. Okay. And again, this is all Shannon and I's opinion. We urge you to do your own research. I will put the link to everything we read and watch down below. We typically don't read and watch everything in its entirety, and or I stop and start, or we speak over it. And we must do this for fair play use. And so I will put everything down in the comment or in the description. So if you want to go and look at it on your own and watch it all on your own, or, whatever you want to do, it's there if you need it. And also I encourage you to go to other creators' pages. And did I say this was all our opinion and for educational purposes only?
You said it was all our opinion. I don't remember if you said educational, but that's okay.
Okay.
It's just our opinions.
Refers to
Yep.
Proverbs 7, and he says, if you want to see how Nikki was, read Proverbs 7. So let's have a look at Proverbs 7, and this is the New International Version, and it goes like this. Warning against adulterous woman from Proverbs 7. My son, keep my words, and store up my commands within you. Keep my commands, and you will live. Guard my teachings as the apple of your eye. Bind them on your fingers. Write them on your tablet of your heart. Say to wisdom, you are my sister, and to insight, you are my relative. They will keep you from the adulterous woman, from the wayward woman with her seductive words. At the window of my house, I looked down through the lattice. I saw among the simple, I noticed among the young men, a youth who had no sense. He was going down the street, near her corner, walking along in the direction of her house. At twilight, as the day was fading, as the dark of the night set in, then out came a woman to meet him, dressed like a prostitute and with crafty intent. She is unruly, defiant. Her feet never stay at home, now in the street, now in the squares. At every corner she lurks. She took hold of him and kissed him, and with a brazen face she said, Today I fulfilled my vows, and I have food from my fellowship offering at home. So I came to you. I looked for you and have found you. I have covered my bed with colored linens from Egypt. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloe, and cinnamon. Come, let's drink deeply of love till morning. Let's enjoy ourselves with love. My husband is not home. He has gone on a long journey. He took his purse filled with money and will not be home till full moon. With persuasive words, she led him astray. She seduced him with her smooth talk. All at once he followed her, like an ox going to the slaughter, like a deer stepping into a noose, till an arrow pierces his liver, like a bird darting into a snare, little knowing it will cost him his life. Now then, my sons, listen to me. Pay attention to what I say. Don't let your heart turn to her ways, or stray into her paths. Many are the victims she has brought down. Her slain are a mighty throng. Her house is a highway to the grave, leading down to the chambers of death. So that is one version of the Proverbs 7, and I might...
As soon as Chris found Jailhouse Religion, he just really globbed onto it. And this was after he had went to prison and he was asked about her. And so what do you think about that?
He's trying to make himself feel better by blaming it on the witch.
Yeah. Did Harlot, was it Harlot? Who did I see? Yeah. Harlot O'Hara said, and Harlot, I have gotten your email. I don't know if I haven't replied to anybody's emails this week, and I haven't gotten out Sherry's certificate. I just haven't. My fibromyalgia has made me so tired, and I don't know. I guess I'm just giving excuses, but I promise this week I will um, reconnect with everybody that I need to. So just please be patient. And I'm sorry. But Harlot O'Hara says, I think her dad is a temple member. Also his work, he probably worked with the police temple. In one of her interviews, the detective says your resume to the dad. So there's some ties that, yeah, there is something that ties the dad into all of this for sure. If she's in it, then the dad's in it somehow as well. Her dad is like, was in somehow, he was like, acted like her lawyer in one of the interrogations or interviews. They didn't even ever call her things interrogations, her interviews. And this is a Colorado case. And so Chris worked in the oil fields. He met Nichol in the oil fields, and Nicole's dad is a bigwig from the oil fields. So yeah, he's probably into some kind of Freemason or some at the very least, right?
Yeah, you'd think. So she works at the oil fields too, or is it just because her dad?
No, she worked in the oil fields, but she had gotten this quality control job at Anadarko, which was what where Chris worked. He was an oil field manager or something, which he said he shouldn't have been a manager because he was a big, for lack of a better term, pussy. He didn't know how to direct people, how to do things, right?
Okay.
So, yeah, and she was basically like the secretary, or I don't know. She did quality control, made sure that, the stuff was up and running correctly and nobody was getting hurt. That kind of
Okay.
shit. Yeah.
That sounds good. And they
So
always need them at work.
yeah. And also I heard today, like they really tried to make us think that even in her interviews and Chris kind of slipped up and mentioned that it was back in March. But she really wanted us to believe that she met him at the end of May, didn't really even go out on their first date until June. And then in August, he decides to unalive his family, which he had mentioned that when his wife had done the third baby surprise P-test announcement, that was in March. And he wasn't very happy or excited at all. And later he said it was because he was talking with Nichol Kessinger and he felt guilty. So I mean, I think the romance started much earlier than what Nichol Kessinger even was willing to admit. And I mean, like she did like searches for this family a year before she supposedly met them. Isn't that weird?
That is weird. Like you mean like internet searches?
Yeah, it came up as internet searches. She searched for both of them. She searched for both of them. One of them, the wife, she did a full year before she supposedly met Chris even. So my theory is there was this period of time when Shanann's parents moved to Colorado because they wanted to be with their grandkids and all that stuff. And they lived in the house with them, and they slept in the basement. And that's where Chris was doing his workout and stuff. And so he was forced to go and work out at a gym. And there was this woman on a long time ago. I cannot find it, but she was on this woman's live, and she talked about how she went to the same gym as Nichol, and that Nichol would come in and she would flirt with only the married men. It was only the married men. So I think
You think?
I think she went after, she met Chris probably at the gym.
All right, that makes sense. Do you think it was a gym affiliated with the oil company?
It could have been. I don't know. I always thought in the back of my mind it was a gym affiliated with the hospital, because at that time Shanann was working at the hospital. I don't know why I had that in my mind, but yeah. But it could have been affiliated with the oil fields. Huh.
Otherwise, it's really strange that they work together and they met at the gym too. I don't know. That's really odd.
Well, they didn't work together yet. That's the odd part. They hadn't worked together.
Okay.
I think that they met at the gym and she found out where he worked. She was oil filled, and because she went in, she got put into this job, this Anadarko job, through a temp agency. So she went through a temp agency to get into the job even. So
that's okay.
I think if this magic thing is true, then I do think she probably went the route where she had herself put into the job and then went from there.
Okay, I was envisioning that her dad found her the placement since he was an up and up.
Well, it could have been that too. It could have been, like she met him at the gym and she said, "Hey, put me in this job." That could have been even something more. Or if they were like even trying to work on him and they wanted to, sacrifice this family, then it could have been something even more like the dad's. But Sarah said in chat, she said, "Can we add the fact that NK searched for the Watts a year before the Schmurders is on the first page of the discovery?" So yeah, she did the search. She searched for him individually. So
wow. So was she a suspect at one time? Never. Is that why they have that information?
No, she just when she found out, I don't know, like when Chris was being interrogated, she decided it might be a good idea for her to contact the police herself. And so she did that. She said she saw Shanann was on the news and she was pregnant, and she didn't know she was pregnant. That was when she first found out she was pregnant. So she thought she better contact the police. Giselle says she used to work in the feeds in North Dakota before Colorado, then transferred. That's how she met Jim, which Jim is her best friend, or Jim is a whole other topic. We can go like another day. Jim's a whole show.
Okay.
He's a whole vibe itself.
So we're thinking that she met Chris a year before at the gym. And
this is what I think. It maybe like they truly did just meet at work, but I don't know when she said she started working at Anadarko, but she wants us to believe it was end of May, beginning of June that they met. But Chris is saying that he felt guilty in March, when I don't know when the date was when she did the Nico surprise. There was this whole thing, oops, we did it again. I don't know what day she did that in March, if it was like first, mid, or end of March, but we know at least in March they knew each other. Okay, all right. Well, it makes sense, because what purpose would she have of, doing? That's Sarah. That's another thing. Anadarko was looking at their texts because they were so stupid. They started talking to each other on the Anadarko time frame. There are some emails, and I think that they texted for a hot second on the phones that were given to them. So
And so the
Anadarko did
company saw it.
yeah, and they turned it in. And I think she kind of was getting like, she's very smart. And so, yeah, of course she's going to make it seem like, oh, I wanted to get ahead of this and just let you know, except I scrubbed my phone before I came, but I just think, I wanted to come in because, completely innocent. And they're like,
Yeah.
okay, you're innocent. It's just horrible.
Wow. So,
Yeah.
So you think that she, as a follower of the OTO, that she identified him as a target possibly a year before, and that she was using sex magic to, am I allowed to say that word? Sex.
Yeah, I think you
Okay.
are. I don't know. I
Sex
have
magic
some more. Yeah,
to
sex
get to
magic.
Chris.
Christina Randall, who is a pretty popular YouTuber, came out saying that the mistress NK had a special drink that she would serve up to him.
Wait, is that the mistress right there?
On the screen? Let me see what
Yeah.
I have up on the screen. Yes, that's the mistress. They went into the sand dunes. So I thought we would look at, I don't know completely what this drink is about. So I thought we would look into it.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, my electricity is flickering. So if I disappear, you know what's going on.
Okay.
Florida, it's so fun.
Good morning, my lovelies, my beauties, because I do feel a bit. How's everybody doing today? I hope you all are having an amazing day. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about yet again NK, because there's actually more stuff to be talked about. Shocking. And you guys love talking about this subject. Before we get into it though, however, I do want to say, because I do feel a bit bad. I have a bit of a pit in my stomach because we're really picking her apart here. However, there are so many things that you just can't ignore. Like, you have to question. I do want to say that everything that we're talking about in this video,
I think this should be a cautionary tale on one of the many, 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 many reasons not to cheat with a married man or woman, because like her whole life, Nichol Kessinger's whole life is ruined now, completely ruined. I can't see her ever coming back from this. Maybe 20 years from now, but then I mean, she'll be like, I don't know. It's just like another cautionary tale of why you shouldn't cheat.
video and every video that I put out is pure speculation. We don't really know. I don't really know, but it's a good speculation, if I may say. I mean, come on, so let's get into talking about some more things that we now know about NK. I will leave videos linked down below that helped me find some of this information. In the video I was telling you guys about in my last NK video, where
Heavenly points out that Christina Randall has said that she has had scary things happen when she works on the Watts case. And Heavenly also pointed out to me that Real Killers just put something up that says, guess where I am again. Anyways, when doing something on Watts, it's always something, I swear. I could use some prayers. So is he working on the Watts case and things are happening? I don't know. But he's another one that covers the Watts case and is saying that some weird stuff is going down. I've never had weird stuff happen with the Watts, so I don't know.
Shirley,
Wait a minute. I knock on my wood. Never. I don't have any wood near me. That's what she said.
people came on and spoke on the channel Unmasked, and I hope y'all went over there and told them that you're part of Baby Gang and subscribe because they're awesome. Sherilyn Cadle said that remember how I was talking to you guys about the whole crystals thing, and I'm filming this before I put the other video up, so I don't even know what you guys' response is, and I hope that I didn't say anything wrong because I am uneducated in crystals and the crystal community and all that there, and Nichol does not represent
She's very uneducated, and she's very afraid of anything that's not Christian. We do need to point that out.
everybody. I know that. But supposedly when they were on that 3-day nudist camping trip, she held up her crystals, Chris told Sherilyn, and was talking to her grandmother through the crystals out there. And she was like disappearing. And supposedly Chris said it was not out of the realm of ordinary for Nichol to just disappear anytime they were together. And I don't know, you guys, it's just weird to me. It just is. Like, you guys tell me, like, do y'all talk to, and if you do, I know that there's definitely people that are in connection with the spiritual world. I know that for sure. But they also don't have a boyfriend that just says something took him over and his eyes turn black out of nowhere and he feels like he can't stop himself and he goes and kills his whole family and then everybody just kind of gets out of her way. I don't know. It's a little weird. Is it weird? Is it hokey pokey or what? I don't know. I have to mention it. Whether any of it has any merit or not, I have to mention it. Something that has really bothered me since I listened to the Sherilyn Cadle and I've really put together all of this information of things and things that Chris himself has said, which I don't believe, in my personal opinion, that Chris would lie on Nichol because he won't even tell everything. He's still protecting her for whatever reason, whether it be she knows something, whether it be he's holding out hope that she comes back to him one day, whether it be she's got a spell on him. Like, I don't know, but for whatever reason, he's still protecting her. Okay. But Nichol, when she got in that interview with the interrogator or the interviewer or whatever, she made it seem like it was no big deal with them. Oh, it was just 6 weeks. It was just 6 weeks. But when you see all of the things that they did together in just 6 weeks, it seems pretty odd. You guys, I'm starting to wonder if they really were messing around a lot longer than the time that they both said. Okay.
See, everybody seems to think that, like, that doesn't, your timeline ain't mathin', my friend. It ain't mathin', sir.
Because listen to this. In the 6 weeks, Nichol's no big deal. It's no big deal. Just 6 weeks, and I don't even really know this guy and, whatever. They allegedly went on a 3-day nudist camping trip. No shame in it. Do whatever you want. But that's not typically you just go and do when you first meet somebody. But maybe they did. Maybe y'all do. I don't know. Let me know down below. They had menages allegedly with another person. Okay. She prepared for the back door, which, hey, go off, do your thing too. But like, this is a lot of like what I would consider personal, really intimate stuff that you don't just do with a guy when you first get with them. Okay. She was in his house twice. Okay. In his house where his children sleep, where his wife is, where they feed their kids, bathe their kids, where their dog is. He cooks on the grill for her, carrots and chicken in his wife's house. She's going through his phone because she said herself that when she went over to his house to help him with his fitness app, she would take his phone.
Sitting on a wet carpet. I want to get to the special drink part.
A sales rep or something like that. That's what she said. And, okay, I guess, or whatever he said. I'm paraphrasing this all. And the interviewer said, did he ever say how much Shanann made? And he going through their finance information, going through their phone. Like, that is a lot of bold stuff to do within 6 weeks. I don't know, y'all. Seems suspicious. Sherilyn also said in her interview with Unmasked that Chris said that Nichol.
Some people do move fast, but I wouldn't typically think a married man that, would at least have to unentangle himself somehow would move that fast. I don't know.
I wouldn't think that. For Shanann not to suspect a thing, he would have had to have. It would have had to have started sooner and gradually built up to that kind of time that they were spending together towards the end there.
Yeah, I think she was kind of starting to suspect towards the end, but and he's an idiot. I can't, but he's a flat person. So, if he was just, a little more flat than normal, would you notice it? I don't know. But anyway.
Mixed him up a special drink and he drank it. What was that special drink?
there was the drink that he gave her. And I've been told that since then that he has denied this drink, but I'm not the only person he told it to. So I know that it was either just something he was trying to brag about or it happened, because he definitely told me.
The drink she gave him, correct?
Yes, it was a drink that she would mix up for him.
What kind of hocus pocus potion was she mixing up for him? I don't know, you guys. I know I'm kind of stuck on this thing because it's all weird to me. But like, he didn't say she mixed me up a protein smoothie, which they have talked about that before. He said a special drink. What was a special drink? Was it greens in a cup? Was it, I don't know, you guys, some of that stuff that the hocus pocus witches was putting in the big pot. Oh my gosh, you guys are really going to come for me like now. But I'm just making jokes, but because what was it? What was the special drink she mixed up for him? I don't know if you guys know this, but we all know that Nichol deleted all of her text messages between her and Chris, right? And she talked him into deleting all of his messages to her too, right? But she told the investigator that it was because she was mad at him that she deleted them, but yet she talked him into deleting all his text messages.
She said that she couldn't even stand to look at anything of his, so she just wanted to get rid of it all. But it does not make sense why she would want to get rid of it all on his phone.
Exactly.
Oh, she's so guilty.
It's just too, so they couldn't get any of their conversations between each other. But whenever Chris was talking to one of the investigators on the phone, he was talking to the investigator on his work cell phone. Okay. He had a personal cell phone and a work cell phone. He was talking to the investigator on his work cell phone, and he had her on his private cell phone listening to the conversation of him talking to the investigator. Now, some people may say that that's like all like, whatever, but it's very, to me, it's invasive. It is a very personal, intimate thing that you do. If one, you don't know what happened. Okay. If you don't know that he did all this, if there was no talks between you two that he did all this, why wouldn't you say, oh my gosh, let me let you talk to the investigators, find out where your kids and stuff are? Why do you need to listen to that? Unless you want to make sure.
So there was this special drink that he supposedly told this author, Sherilyn Cadle. But I don't think anybody has ever truly gotten what that drink consisted of. It does say a little bit more over on the Reddit page about how you, do I have that up on screen? Yeah. Okay. How you get into it, because some people have said that like, they thought she had become a member, because you can't just become a member. Jim, her good friend, leave Jim alone, which when they tried to talk about him, she would just say, leave Jim out of this, leave Jim alone. And they completely did. They left Jim alone. So, but this person goes on to say that they know just because you know somebody who is a member does not give you entry into the order without putting in time and study and even becoming an apprentice. You can't decide that you want to get into this without going through the paces. It takes several years of study. It's a lot of work and solid commitment. I know just from looking at the apartment building that Kessinger lived in that she was not what she was doing. You might say, what do you know from the apartment building? I can't even answer that. You'll just have to trust me. Members of the OTO generally don't live in manicured sectional housing or have jobs where they're sourced out to oil companies. Her own statements, whether they were honest or false, simply the manner in which she openly expressed concerns about Christopher's finances would exclude her from this order. Divulging private materialistic information about plebeian financial concerns or demands is so unacceptable that we can safely believe that she wasn't a high priestess. So she was too cheap to be a high priestess. I didn't know. I didn't know that I'm never going to be a high priestess. I'm a cheaper.
So, do we know for sure she was in this OTO group?
No, I don't think we do know that for sure. This is just the group that's speculated. And this person says that I bet that Kessinger had heard about the sex element of this particular ideology, which is one of full freedom of expression and experimentation to release and create energy, and perhaps it inspired her to try it. She isn't the first amateur to embrace it for that reason. There's nothing wrong with that either, but that's a corner of the bigger picture. She knows nothing about what else goes into it. I can see her trying to impress Chris, though, with this ideology that was way over his head. He was probably like, sex magic? Right on, man. Yeah, I can hear him saying that.
Oh
The
yeah.
dark element to me is that the philosophy behind it gives you freedom to act as you want to, because the will is the way. Do what thou wilt. When you're allowed to do whatever you want to do, and there's nothing that can be considered bad, it might lead you to whatever you want to do and excuse yourself from horrible behaviors. And he did say she was really dark, and they did things that he'll never say. Oh wait, no, I think that he said he'll never tell where he got the drugs. He tried to schmurder Shanann by giving her drugs first, and that didn't work.
Oh.
Well, I think
Did
what
he
he
say
was
what
trying
drug?
to do, yeah, it was some kind of Oxycontin. But I think what he was trying to do was have her have a miscarriage, because if she had miscarried, I think he would not have schmurdered them.
Weird.
Which,
Okay.
yeah, I just don't think. I think he, like, divorcing a pregnant woman was just too much for him with 2 kids.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, how old is NK?
She was in her 30s, like 32-ish or something.
Okay.
Here's this person saying that from what they've read in the past, NK was in the Gaia religion. Gaia is a form of paganism that rejects Christianity and considers Christianity to be its biggest enemy. It considers, I don't know about that, but it considers Christianity its biggest obstacle in the spread of global religion, focusing on Mother Earth. I think NK did stuff during the camping trip with Chris that's related to Gaia. I don't exactly know what was going on, but I think Leave Jim Alone was there as well. NK's father is also involved in this. Chris never discussed religion with Shanann and discovered the Bible in prison, so I wouldn't think he's exactly a reliable witness. I guess the question is, did NK help Chris unalive the girls? This person doesn't believe that she did. Yeah.
No,
And
I don't think she would have dirtied her hands.
yeah. But how did he do all that work in such a short amount of time? How did he do it all in like 32 minutes or something? Like
Maybe.
dig a grave, murder the 2 girls, put them in the oil thing in like basically a half hour. Or if you want to like give them an extra few minutes, have like 45 minutes. If you want to round up.
Okay. And how long did it take to get to where he took them?
He said it was like 45 minutes, but Shanann was already unalived. He said that the girls had woke back up because he had tried to unalive them. He tried to do it all in the house, and the girls supposedly woke back up. I think Bella did wake, if this was true story, I think Bella did wake up. I think Cece had major damage to her from the first unaliving, and so I don't think she was all there. I also heard recently this, like, I've always thought something happened in the basement because the dogs were barking, targeting down there, and also Chris had some reason taken a picture of inside of one of the refrigerators to get the what the temperature was inside of it. And somebody had said that and I have to get the exact, but they said that he had put one of the girls in a tote and then put her in the refrigerator because like he didn't know what to do with them or something. I don't know what the story is, but I've always thought something went down with the refrigerator. Because why is he taking a photo of inside of a refrigerator in his basement?
Yeah.
So
Well, he doesn't seem like the sharpest tool in his shed.
wait,
I
I'm like
just
reading.
Oh, okay.
No, go ahead. I was just like, whose mother worked at a rehab center? I don't know.
Oh, is that what you're reading? Okay. Well,
Yeah, but
I mean, I believe in magic. And I just I guess I'm not feeling that she's what they're all portraying her to be. I get the feeling that, dark stuff that they did together, like constituted, I don't know, sex in a cemetery or something. Just I just I don't feel like, I mean, that would make her like the epitome of the evil witch. And is she really all that smart? Is she really all that? She's not even like beautiful. Like
no.
she doesn't have like, a striking look that, takes men's breath away. She's just
Well, she's
very
one of those
ordinary.
women that doesn't know she's like, she really thinks she's one of those women that thinks she takes every single man's breath away. You know those women.
Yeah. She just looks ordinary to me.
She's very ordinary. She never wore, like, not to say that wearing makeup makes you unordinary, but like I never saw her wear much makeup, and she never wore much jewelry. She liked to wear tight stuff though, and she worked out, so she had good boobs and a nice ass too. So
do you have a picture of Shanann?
yeah.
I would like to see
I
a comparison.
Think Shanann, I'll try to find one with them side by side. I think Shanann Watts was more attractive than Nichol, but they look
Not
a
that it all comes down to looks, but
no, it doesn't come down to looks. But
no, if you're unhappy with your wife, you're unhappy with your wife no matter what she looks like.
Yeah. Okay, here's one. All right. I can't, won't let me, this is like a thumbnail, so let me find one.
Oh, okay.
This is her right here.
That's Shanann?
Yeah.
Oh, they look a lot alike.
They do look a lot alike. They have like the same breast size, the same butt, let me see if I'm shocked that there's not more photos of them side by side. Like here's one here you can see, but it's a thumbnail. So when I click on it,
and it just comes up there.
Yeah, but here, let me see if I make it bigger, if it'll do anything. No, it makes it smaller.
Well, and it looks like she's wearing a mask anyways in the one picture.
I mean, they look incredibly alike. They just do.
It's weird.
Here, how about this? There's Shanann and there's Nichol.
Yeah, they look like they could be sisters.
Shanann looks like she has a little more zest in her just by looking
Yeah.
at her eyes, but I don't know. What do you guys think in chat? Who do you okay, if you think, and this is just, for fun, we're not critiquing anybody's looks or anything like that, but if you think Shanann was the more attractive person, put a 1. If you think NK was the more, and it's fine if you think Nicole's more attractive, some people do, put NK as a number 2, and let's just see what the crowd says. We're getting 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Yeah.
Oh, I like what Harlot O'Hara is saying, that Shanann has matriarch energy while NK is running around like a little girl. Yeah, I see that. I totally see that.
There are some 2s that find her, so that's...
Huh?
There are some 2s that find NK more attractive, and that's to each their own.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not having sex with any of them, so
True.
we can decide, just go from there. Okay, so I have one more thing for us tonight. And through doing all of this, and I'd like to do more, I'd like to talk more on it, like to find more on the OTO, have a whole conversation about them, the Gaia, and just get all, and I think there's more, like get the crystals and what not. Did I lose Shannon? Did I
No,
lose
I'm
you?
here.
Oh, okay. I heard a ding, so I thought I lost you. So
no.
Here's another thing. Colorado is on a vortex sacred land, and there's secret society of schmurders to Chris Watts. So I thought this would be an interesting video to cap this off with. Hold on 1 second. Let me make sure it's up. I also found some old readings that some psychics did on Nichol Kessinger. So if we have time, we can take a look at those.
Took
Yeah.
Watts right before he murdered his pregnant wife and his 2 young daughters. So let's get into the Native American curse that is put on that land and get into if this case has anything to do with secret societies, or is it something else? Is it a poltergeist? Is it an ancient Native American accursed land? Let's find out, shall we? Let's get into it.
I don't understand what you're saying, Sweet Crazy. She said, why would she call her sex guide right after? What sex guide are you talking about?
Yeah, I am. I want to know the answer to that too.
We'll play this while we're waiting for it, but
Okay.
We're watching. We're looking.
Curse of the Grand Valley has been a tale told for years around the area. Legend has it the Ute tribe cursed the land after European settlers kicked the natives off the land. Some stories mention the Utes believing the valley was already cursed and filled with ghosts. The way to ward it off is to collect dirt from valley locations, so once you leave, you don't come back. I just want to note that parts of Colorado, especially where the sand dunes are and where the mountain ranges all are, where Nichol Kessinger took Chris Watts, it is
the sand dunes is when they went the nude camping. It was the same weekend.
sitting on a layer of crystal, so they call it the Crystal Valley, which is crazy because they also call it a vortex because it has magnetic properties. And I think it's a literal portal to the other realm, whether it be to inner earth or to Eden. Something in my spirit, I've been having dreams about this place for 2 years now. I want to say 2 years. I want to say since
Okay, so Sweet Crazy. Again, this was something I like to do my research. I spread it out over like 3 or 4 days, and this was just like literally a day's research. So, but she says the old dude that was her sex guide dude, look it up. So we will look it up.
Yeah, that'll be interesting for the next episode.
Yeah, because I don't think I have any guests coming up. But yeah, it would be good to do a part 2 to this.
Yeah.
this case happened and I've looked into this area, I've been having dreams about it. And I believe that at one point, America, I'm
we
a
should do
believer
a
in
part
some
2.
sort of Pangea, either whether it be when the flood happened and the flood waters separated the land, and then I think there was an earthquake after that broke apart the continents, and that's when the Atlantic Ocean was formed. So I think that Colorado is a part of Holy Land. I think it's the promised land. I had a dream. I had a dream that I was standing at the base of Mount Zion, which is a mountain in Utah, but everything is close together there. And there was tents everywhere, silk purple tents with gold trim. And then I haven't been able to stop researching this place since. It is being hidden from us, the history of it. But anyway, let's get into the Utes curse. In Arapaho legend, the Heskataheli, sometimes Han Tachahi, and possibly other spellings, are cannibal dwarves and dangerous man-eaters, making them particular enemies of the Arapaho tribe. The first syllable rhymes with yeah, so yay chasatahi. Descriptions of the cannibal dwarfs vary, but they are usually said to be the size of children, dark-skinned, and extremely aggressive.
Ooh, I wonder, are these the black-eyed children? The dark-eyed children? Cannibal dwarfs. That sounds terrifying.
That does sound terrifying. And black-eyed children, is that I'd never heard of that either.
Yeah, they're the kids with the black eyes that say, "Can I come in?" And you're not allowed. You're supposed to not allow them in.
What?
The dark-eyed children?
Like they come knocking on your door?
Yeah. Don't let them in. We'll talk. That'll be another topic for another day. I'm
terrified now, Amy.
I'm sorry. Just don't let them in. They have to ask. Don't let them in your car either. They tried to get in your car too.
Really?
Don't let them in. Yeah.
Do they wear face masks and say,
No,
"Are you my mummy?"
No, usually they're just like wearing like hoodies or something.
No gas masks.
No, no. You see, their eyes are dark, and they usually look a little different, but their eyes are dark,
like all black.
And they want to come in. And you're not.
Sounds like the kid from The Grudge.
Yeah, they kind of look like the kid from the. Here, let me pull them up. They kind of look like the kid from the Grudge. Here.
Ugh, creepy.
These kids, yeah.
So if any kid comes to your door or your car and you look at them and they have black eyes like that, don't let them in.
Yeah, don't let them in. And they'll insist, but don't do it. And who knows what happens? Nobody's ever been able to tell a story if they let them in, and nobody's said, "Yeah, so I let them in." And
yeah, I don't know that I would, even if I hadn't heard you say this, because a little kid with the black eyes like that's just creepy as hell.
Yeah, but you would tend to feel sorry for them.
I know.
Hold on, I took.
Not if their eyes look like that. I'd be like, ah, go away.
It's not Halloween. Sorry, that's
I don't think I would need to know to tell them not to come in, because I would just do it.
You would be like, wait a minute, Amy told me to do something here. What is it? I think she said, let him in. Do you want to come in, little boy?
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
So that looks very totem-like.
Yeah, very totem-like.
Thunderbird, maybe?
Themselves invisible, while others say they were hard to spot simply because they moved with.
I've been listening to Monsters Among Us quite a bit, and I have heard people say that there's like these like gnomey looking dwarf things that they're encountering. So I don't know. I'm like, I love camping and stuff, but I don't know what I think our government's putting stuff out into our forests, and that sucks.
Like what stuff?
Some suggest that the dwarf's warlike temperament comes because they must be killed in battle to reach the dwarf afterworld. And others believe that they were gluttons who habitually killed more than they could eat just because they could. According to most versions of the story, the race of cannibal dwarfs were mostly destroyed in an ancient war with the Arapahoes and other allied Native American tribes. And ever since having this dream, I've been researching it, and all my research is leading back to America once being a part of the West, and that Colorado has so many UFO sightings and has, the Yeti Skinwalker Ranch and all these ancient mythos, which are really factos, because it is a holy site. I think it's the land of Canaan, because every time I hear Grand Canyon, I think of the land of Canaan, the land of milk and honey, right? And I know that there's been said to be portals to under earth in the Grand Canyon. If you can traverse that vertical wall, there are hidden tunnels that lead to the inner earth, right? Where the Sephites were. And then you have possibly a portal to Eden, the Garden of Eden.
But the Grand Canyon's in Arizona. Right? The Grand Canyon's in Arizona, not Colorado.
I gotta listen to that again.
Wait, was she saying Colorado?
Possibly a portal to Eden, the Garden of Eden.
Where
at the wall, there are hidden tunnels that lead to the inner earth, right? Where the Sephites were. And then you have possibly a portal to Eden, the Garden of Eden. I don't know, guys. Comment your thoughts below on all of this. Colorado is not only breathtakingly beautiful, but it has so much paranormal activity going on between UFO sightings, like I said, from everything to gnomes, fairies, and it was said that the gnomes and the fae,
the Grand Canyon,
the fae people, were the guardians of the gates or the guardians of the knowledge. I think
it was earlier
and gates, possibly. So,
it was before these little lights came on.
And all the ancient mythos, which are really factos, because it is a holy site. I think it's the land of Canaan, because every time I hear Grand Canyon, I think of the land of Canaan, the land of milk and honey, right? And I know that there's been said to be portals to under earth in the Grand Canyon. If you can traverse that vertical wall, there are hidden tunnels that lead to the inner earth, right? Where the Sephites were. And
so is she saying that there's inner tunnels, or is she saying that the Grand Canyon is in, I don't know.
So she's saying that the Grand Canyon is like the land of Canaan, the promised land that the Israelites were trying to find when they were wandering through the desert for 40 years.
But is she saying that the tunnels that are in the Grand Canyon are leading to Colorado? Is that what she's saying? I don't know.
I don't know, because I don't know how she's linking the Grand Canyon to Colorado.
What do you guys think in chat?
Because she's saying, talking about both of them as being the promised land. They're not the same thing. Yeah, and then even, I don't know, it just seems like she's taking any kind of mystery.
Mythology. Yeah.
Any kind of mythology and mystery and
cryptoids.
Yeah. And just like putting it all in And it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And it doesn't make sense that the Israelites would have been here, even if it was all one continent, okay, before it was split up. Oh, it would have been so far from where they ended up. It just doesn't make sense that it would have been in the same area. It just doesn't.
I think she's trying to say that there's portals under the ground, but I don't know. I think I'm always leaning towards being more kind than, it doesn't make sense. See what else?
The enemy, the dragon, the serpent, the screech owl in the Garden of Eden takes many forms. So you have the serpent, which represents the blood of the earth, aka oil. And then you have the screech owl, which is the ancient female feminine divine, Lilitu.
Wait, what?
Who turned into...
Feminine is the screech owl?
What? There was no screech owl in the Garden of Eden.
Lilitu was the wise owl. Did you ever hear the phrase wise as an owl? Or the
Lilith
ancient dragon, the wise serpent, the dragon of old. So you have Lilitu, who has spiritual children, as well as hybrid children, as you just heard, the fallen angels. And from what it's been said, is Chris Watts on his mother's side is half Native Indian. The natives have the same oral tradition, only in a different language. Then we have...
Is she saying that it's the Native Americans? She went, is the Native American magic or something? Is that...
Where they went, Nikki.
I don't know. My brain hurts from listening to this woman.
Part of Crestone.
Let's move on, actually.
Yeah, I don't.
Look at one of the tarot readings that were done.
Okay.
Or there's also we can head over to TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
We can go to the Tick and the Talk. This woman,
she was tired. She's talking about being physically uncomfortable and being physically unwell, being tired.
This is a psychic medium saying that Chris Watts' mistress, Nichol Kessinger, was at the house when she came home. When Shanann came home. When Shanann
on the day that she was murdered?
Yes. The night she came home, I think she came home at one-ish in the morning, and some people think that NK was in the house as well as Chris waiting for her.
He didn't have any sense, and I just asked her, how did you feel mentally? Like, what did you feel about the situation that you were walking into? And I had just said, did you sense that something was wrong? And she said, I did sense something was wrong, but I was sensing that my marriage was ending, but I was also not accepting that and just curious as to what was happening, what was going wrong, starting to dread that there was more to what I was feeling deep in my gut, that there was someone else, that there was something else going on. But I was determined in my life to do a lot of things, and I was very determined to repair my marriage as well.
Okay, so let's go on with the steps. I have a lot of questions, so if you can make them brief.
That's right. Yeah, she just said it would be better if you asked the questions because because there's a lot of blanks to fill in, and the questions would help it stay structured.
Okay, so you came home. Was Chris at home, your husband?
Yes.
And did you have any kind of meaningful conversation right away? And how did you seem?
There was nobody on the main floor. She's showing me walking in, and she's saying that he was downstairs. She went downstairs looking.
Okay, were the kids there?
The children were not in their beds.
Okay, where were they? With Chris?
Downstairs.
Oh, okay. All right, so then what happened? Did you walk downstairs?
She walked downstairs. Chris was downstairs. The children were asleep on the bed. She's just showing me that Chris is in front of her and that she's starting to talk to him.
About what?
She says that there was no it was very, why are the girls downstairs?
Like superficial stuff. Not like, let's talk about our marriage.
No.
Okay.
No.
Someone
No.
asked if Chris killed you in your sleep. I think. Yeah. Or did he attack Shannon while she was asleep?
She said she was attacked from behind.
Okay. How shortly after when you went downstairs?
She said that she turned around and went back upstairs. Chris was downstairs. So she's showing me walking away from him and going back upstairs. She was in the bedroom and she's showing me laying down on her side.
Okay.
It looks like her left-hand side and him not being up there with her.
Okay. Then what happened?
Okay. So she's just showing me being pushed from behind on top. And this is not Chris.
Oh, it's not Chris?
Yo, I know I said I was done, but I just woke up and I realized I'm...
Okay, so that was just something I found over on TikTok. I found these two psychics. I've never heard of either one of them. We have this one that is Insightful Carrie. It's a Nichol Kessinger update tarot reading, and that was 2 years ago. And then there is this one, Nichol Kessinger, I Know What You Did and How You Did It, by Sage. We're not going to be able to watch both of them and watch all of them. But which one do you want to do?
This one.
This one right here?
Yeah.
The Nichol Kessinger updated tarot reading?
The one that says, I know what you did and how you did it.
Oh, okay. That's the other one. The other. Is this the one I have on the screen?
Yeah.
Where is the screen? Okay. Okay.
Regarding Chris Watts and his family and what happened to them. I kind of want to mention something, and I think it's kind of important. So, I think we need to refocus our energies, in my opinion, on what is called, what I call the common denominator. So, we have all these opinions on either side, Nichol Kessinger, Chris Watts side versus, Shanann Watts and her family side. And in between, we have, the common denominator, and that is a lot of absent information regarding, what happened. And I think that humanity is very intuitive. This has affected everyone that has come across this case. It definitely was not meant to be. This was something that happened that was not meant to happen. And, humanity has a way of filling in the gaps. So I'm not saying that someone is right and someone is wrong. And especially for this reading, because I'm trying to make sure that I'm an unbiased conduit for this reading to be accurate. But I think that, in the end, the unanswered questions is what is creating this horribleness on either side. And, in reality, the most horrible scenario in this whole situation is on Shanann's side, her family side. They not only lost Shanann and her babies, but they've also been the subject of accusations, which is horrible. I cannot even begin to imagine.
I can't imagine losing
what they've been through.
my most loved people in the world and then being accused of all the stuff they've been accused of.
Yeah, that would be.
Do not want
disastrous
to contribute to that, and I hope I don't. But I also think that we need to have a refocus on the middle part, like the unanswered questions, because that is what is the reason why Shanann's family and even Chris's family is experiencing, these unanswered questions, and all these people with these, self-interpretive thousands of people. But we need answers. We do. And so with that being said,
the shuffling.
I'm going to go forth. I'm also going to mention that the opinions within this reading is my own. This is for entertainment purposes only. And we're just going to see what happens. Let's see what the cards say.
I'm looking for a psychic or a tarot.
Now, I instantly see things the second I start putting cards forth. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make sure that I have all the cards on the table before I start interpreting, because this is a really important reading.
Okay, so we're going to fast forward it to all the cards are on the table.
Wow.
I need
That's
to
an
tell
extensive
people
spread.
regarding what happened with the why the trauma dog alerted the way that it did.
Oh yeah.
So I'll explain.
Why did it alert in the basement? Like
besides that, I am not going into anything else regarding Shanann and how everything actually happened with her. I'll tell a select few. Zawaki, if he reaches out, if he's interested. I realize this is like an unorthodox way of finding information out. And, I've been doing this for 37 years, and I know people's skepticism, and I'm okay with that. And if that happens, that happens with Zawaki. Detail. I did have a member that asked if, I'm not going to delve any further into it because it just kind of gets weirder and weirder.
Wow, she's still not doing the reading.
Shanann and her babies and her family. So let's fast forward. I mean, there was some mess involved there initially, and obsession and stalking. I'll just say that much. So then let's move on. So let's go on to, let's see here.
Do I have this?
The 111-minute phone call. What happened to that? What happened during that 111-minute phone call? It's kind of funny because it seems like it's pretty scripted to me, right? They both say the same thing. Oh, we're just talking about random stuff. Both Chris and her say that off of a cliff, she, supposedly saw his beautiful family. What are you doing? Whatever. That wasn't what that was all about. So after all that happened, and he acquiesced to her ideas of what to do, they ended up making plans after that. It's still,
okay. She's talking about it here.
So then let's fast forward to the 111-minute phone call. What happened on that 111-minute phone call that she supposedly can't remember? And he can't remember. But they both say the same thing. It's kind of odd, isn't it? They both mimic each other. They go, oh, well, just random stuff. That's all we talked about is random stuff. No, they didn't talk about random stuff.
Here's the thing. She's not saying anything that you and I already have said or anybody else, but I'm coming to her because she's got the cards and she's not, right. You know what I mean? I'm getting frustrated.
Yeah. I mean, I heard her point at a couple, she pointed at a couple cards, and I heard her say, stalking and, oh gosh, I forgot the other thing that she said, but, yeah, she hasn't really, unless we missed it.
Said already on this video. Well, maybe she'll say more. Let's see what she has. I'll give her a few more minutes.
Talked about their plan, about what they were going to do and how they were going to do it. Now let's backtrack a little bit because it's showing me. So the hole that was dug out at Survey 319, that wasn't dug that morning. And it's showing me it was not dug that morning. And there's a reason why it was dug at a different time and why it was dug there. So it was dug at a different time in preparation for this. So after that, talking Nichol off of a cliff, she, supposedly saw his beautiful family. What are you doing? Whatever. That wasn't what that was all about.
Great.
So after all that happened.
Sorry, Sage. Your time is up.
Yeah.
Let's go over to sure she has better ones. But we'll give her another chance another time. Insightful Carrie, you're up, baby. Don't let us down. Ooh, she's got music.
There was a couple of people that had requested her and they had different questions, so I just combined them into this one. So we're just gonna get on into it, guys. Spirit guides, guardian,
nice.
Showing me. Wrap me in your white light. Keep me safe from anything negative or anything that wishes me harm.
You need to leave that one out, sister.
Spirit guides, can you please show me with the tarot? Is Nichol Kessinger concerned or worried about the video portion of her interview being released? Is she concerned that it has been released? About its release? Is she worried now? Can you please show me with the tarot? Nichol Kessinger's thoughts, feelings, is she concerned about the video portion of her CVI interview being released? So we have the Five of Cups. Ace of Wands in the reverse.
Ooh, that's never good.
And the Lovers in reverse. Ooh. So we're going to put, let's go do that just a little. Okay. My next question. Spirit, can you please give me 3 cards that represent if Nichol Kessinger will ever be arrested in connection with Shanann Watts and her children's father? Can you please give me 3 cards that represent if she will ever be arrested in connection with the murder of Shanann Watts and her children?
Does anyone think that she's ever going to be arrested? What do you guys think in chat? Do you think she's ever going to be arrested? Yes, no, maybe. Hopefully.
I think she's escaped.
Yeah, I think
she's escaped it. Yeah, I don't think she's going to get arrested.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
We have the 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. The High Priestess.
Oh, that's me.
And the Death card.
That's the second time the High Priestess came up to me.
And on the bottom is the 2 of Pentacles.
That's a cool deck.
So the 5 of Cups.
I was just thinking that too.
Her feelings of despair, as well as unwelcome change and issues from the past resurfacing, feelings of anger and resentment due to her plans not working out, not being able to move forward with her life and let go of this emotional baggage that she feels like she's been carrying around. It also points toward feelings of like despair and fear of Chris abandoning the plans that they had. It seems like, especially because the Ace of Wands in reverse, that their communication has been blocked. She was trying to move forward. She was trying to move on with her life, leave this behind. She felt like things were like mellowing out. The focus wasn't really on her, and she's going to be able to move away from the situation and move on with her life and move forward. And she feels like basically she's stuck. She's not able to progress forward. She's not able to move on with her life like she intended to. She cut off, in my opinion, the energy that I'm picking up on is that, the communication between Chris and her has been blocked. It no longer exists. There's no balance anymore. Something, maybe due to lack of progress, things weren't progressing as quickly as she had told Chris it would. Their plans hadn't worked out the way they were supposed to. And now that the communication is blocked, she is unsure. And the video coming out the video portion, she feels has re-sparked people's interest and focus,
It did.
and
This
it makes her
was
feel uncertain.
one of the interviews they did. They only had audio, and like 2 years ago, the video portion came out. So that's interesting
Oh,
that this
okay.
all came up.
More so because she is not in communication anymore, that they are not together. She's unsure. I also feel that she's going to try, or she has tried to communicate with him again, so that she can feel more secure, to get some clarity and kind of see where things are at and recross that bridge, try to whatever. But it will not be accepted. It will not be, it's just going to be blocked. I mean, whatever communication she tries to have isn't going to be returned. It's not going to be given. It's going to be blocked and basically static. She feels back at square one. She was feeling able to move on. She was feeling that, things were looking up for her. She was going to be able to get away from him, the emotional baggage, and justice.
And justice.
The Lovers in Reverse shows that she's struggling to take ownership, which of course, she is struggling to take ownership for
her portion in this,
or of the decisions that she made in the relationship.
At the very least,
and the decision.
At the very least, she made him feel as if he didn't have the burden of all the kids, I'm sure that she would be much happier. Or if he didn't have the burden of his family, and saying that she wishes that she'd be the one to give him his first son. I mean, you can't
I agree with you.
She was pregnant.
Right.
You can't tell me she wasn't Facebook stalking Shanann. You cannot tell me that for a second.
Oh, no, she was. She absolutely was.
And the girl had herself scrubbed from the internet. She had herself scrubbed. So.
That they made together.
She said she had a stalker right before she met Chris, and that's why she scrubbed. She had herself scrubbed.
She's struggling to take ownership for her part in that, and not wanting to jeopardize her safety and security, not wanting to own up to what she did. It's causing her to question her security and her future, and spark the feelings of needing to communicate with him, which ended up not being open for her. So the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, this is, asked if justice was ever going to be served.
Money.
So the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse speaks to the dishonesty that she, of her dishonesty, as well as of her expecting others to cover for her and hide her true intentions and true involvement with Chris and the murders. It also tells of her actual true focus and the motivations and the realistic and shallowness of their actual relationship. She tried to paint it as oh, love, whatever, but it was money, it was status, it was all of that. It was shallow.
You can tell it was a lot about money because, she went in and clocked all what the house was worth, and what the furniture and the car Shanann drove. And
really? She did all that?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Shallow and materialistic in nature. There were no true emotions then or ever on her end, for sure.
Because the Pentacles is about money.
It also feels and tells me that the only reason that her true involvement and the true motivation, motive.
It tells me that she's never going to make money. She's not going to get ahead.
Everything. The only reason that it wasn't seen then and she wasn't looked into then is simply due to the lack of effort put in by the police department, by the cops, by the detectives. There was no effort. They never tried to. The High Priestess shows the lack of effort and the mystery surrounding her involvement and the focus of the public and all that on the evidence that points to NK being involved, allegedly, in my opinion. Everything, this is my opinion, you know. I think that the focus and attention and the undying curiosity regarding her dishonesty and the things that she said that didn't add up, I think that the attention that was called to those things caused and sparked them to quietly open up an investigation into her and her involvement. And I believe that they have been, allegedly, in my opinion, for a while, looking into her. They opened up an
I remember when Sherilyn Cato said, like, she was like, and this week there's going to be an arrest. Watch. And she like really hinted that it was going to be NK, and that never happened.
investigation into her and her possible involvement. And they've been gathering the evidence and looking into things quietly, in my opinion. I feel like the Wisconsin prison interview with Chris, I feel like, especially when the detective made sure to say that Chris was not being interrogated for anything, that his case was closed, was a point toward, in my mind, for me, that it was because that was said because it wasn't into him, it was into her. I believe that that interview specifically was part of an attempt to gather more information about the situation as a whole, get a little bit more information in general for the investigation into her. It was all as an act of an investigation into her. I'm sorry, tax dollars ain't going just to, like, this is Chris, you know, this is such a weird case, you know, this isn't normal, you know. What do you mean? That's not even a true statement at all. There's nothing unique about Chris Watts at all. This is not a unique case. It's very cut and dry, really, you know. But I believe that that was part of them gathering the information quietly, not wanting it to be known, though. Being that the death card is in reverse, I feel that she will have to face the consequences that she has been resisting, and that she will be forced to pay for her part in the murders. When they do proceed forward and go, and she becomes aware of them looking into her, because she possibly, maybe that's probably been a fear of hers. She's been trying to keep things balanced. She's been trying to adapt. She's been trying to, like, make it out, you know, move on with her life, all of that. She's been hoping.
So it was 2 years ago, but I don't think she was ever looked into. So.
Oh no, police are lazy. They had the husband. That's all they cared about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Case closed. One for the books. But we will do a part 2 of this next week. Shannon and I will do some research on this, and I will have a part 2 where we can, I'm sure there's other sects of supposed to be witchcraft that she's into. You know, we heard Gaia and we heard the other one, OTO, but I'd like to know a little bit more about both of them.
I would too. Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, I forgot to do my algorithm dance party, so let's just do that now. Just start warming up your fingers. Just warm them up and dance them right up to the hearts and thumbs up button, and helps us dance out into the algorithm party out there. Let me see if we got any new subscribers. Party out there. Bring more. Yeah, we got 2 more. So we're 3 away. Woo! Welcome to the new subscribers. Welcome to all the new subscribers lately. We've been getting quite a few. I'm so happy to have you. And of course, you know, I'm happy to have all my my old subscribers, my OGs, my goats. Yeah, just make sure that you give this a thumbs up. Helps us dance out into the algorithm. Party out there, bring more people back to the party. It's just a free way to help us out. And there's other ways that you can help us out, help the channel and the network and the Highly Strange Daze podcast out. We have an Amazon wish list, and we also have PayPal and Cashapp. I forgot to put that up, but there it is on the little scrolly thing down there.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do tonight, Amy?
Well, I'm going to call it a day. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I have some, what are these? For those of you that are not in Michigan, Michigan, especially the Traverse City area, is known for their cherries. And I have a pack of THC infused gummies.
Ooh.
That is Michigan cherry flavored.
Yum.
Yeah. They're also vegan. PC Pure is the brand.
Well, this is the Highly Strange Daze, and I didn't pick up what you meant. What was I going to do?
We're
THC friendly here.
Yes,
I don't know. I've been like trying to find. I bought this whole big thing because I'm broke, so I bought this big thing of it, and I can't find it. So
a big thing of what?
Oh, ground stuff. I don't know what the name of it is.
Oh. And you can't find it? That's crazy.
Well, I mean, I will find it. It's just, I did just lost it for a second.
Okay.
I mean, it's been missing for about 2 hours. Let's put it like that.
Oh, okay. So, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
So it's not like
constant state of losing stuff. I don't know if this is old age or what, but I'm in a constant state of looking for where I put stuff, because obviously I put stuff everywhere.
That's funny. Are you a habitual picker-upper? Like if you see something that needs to be put away or out of place, like do you immediately grab it and stick it somewhere?
Oh no, I just walk right by it. I'm
me too.
Horrible. I'm horrible. I don't even see it.
Yep.
Don't see it. I'm one of those people. I wish I was one of those people that was so organized, but yeah, no. You've been to my house. You know what's up. Why are you asking that?
Oh my gosh, but that was so long ago.
Yeah, that's true.
20 years ago or so.
Yeah,
or something.
And I did live with a man back then, so.
Yeah. I just remember the kitty cats, and I remember the pine scented air fresheners, and you made cake out of soda pop.
Cake? Oh yeah, that was back when I did it. You just did soda and a cake mix or something.
Yeah, that was the first time I'd had that. It was yummy.
Really?
Remember? Yeah.
You can make it diet, where if you do diet Coke or diet drink and do a light cake. So I think that was probably back in the days when I'm like freaking out because I've decided not to eat meat, and I've been doing really good at it. I don't think I've eaten meat for like 6 months. It would be a year, but I had a little mishap in the very beginning. But I am gaining weight because when I try to go to lose weight, I would always do the low carb thing. And what do you do when you don't eat meat? It's really hard.
Yeah. Oh, I hear ya. I gained a ton of weight when I was trying to cut salt out of my diet, because if something isn't salty, then it's probably sweet.
Yeah. Woo. If anybody knows how to like lose weight, vegetarian, please let me know, because I'm confused. I can Google it and look it up, but I need guidance. I just need some help.
Well, I learned this from my vegetarian friends, Amy.
Yeah.
It doesn't count as an apple if the ham is in the shape of an apple.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That was weird.
I'm trying to figure it out. Like, it doesn't count
It's
as an apple. Like, it's not an apple if it's a ham apple. It's not vegetarian if it's a ham apple. What does it mean?
Just make sure that you're eating apples and not ham that's shaped like an apple.
Yeah. I think they should have like picked like a bacon shape, like something more fattening than who just sits and eats ham.
That's true. That's true. Well, I'm sure there's ham lovers out there.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I always try to get my mom to get a spiral ham at Christmas time so I can take home the ham bone and make soup.
Oh. See, I'm not a fan of ham. Maybe that's my problem. Like, I could, if I had never had to eat ham again, I'd be okay with it. The only thing I like ham is I like it on pizza, and sometimes I like it in my omelets. So.
Oh yeah, that's tasty.
Those are the 2 times I want ham, and that's it. Okay, well, thank you for being here, Shannon. We'll work on next week's case. I'll get in touch with you. And now that you know what it is, when you have some free time, you can just like see what you find.
Yeah, see if I can find anything about this sex guide.
Yeah, we're going to be looking for this sex guru. I need a sex guru.
I don't.
You don't?
I don't.
do.
I don't. I have a very, very satisfying sex life.
Well,
I brag about it to my gynecologist all the time.
Very lucky.
I know. Well, it's taken me almost 50 years.
Well, it does get more satisfying the older you get. The O's get better. So that is true.
And my partner, he listens really well. He takes very good instruction, and he's very attentive.
I don't know what you guys, and it's really awesome that you have that. But there's this thing that happens in chat I don't know what it is either, but there's this Zalgo, Zalgo, and every chat somebody gets yelled at and tells them to stop Zalgoing. It's so funny, the responses. Sometimes people are like, oh yeah, I'm so sorry. And other people are like, what does that mean? And then other people are like, what did I do? Like, I don't know.
Happened today?
Yeah, it happens every chat. But yeah, I don't know, you guys. I don't know where it's coming from. I've looked. I don't have any Zalgo bots. I guess I'll have to Google it and see what it means. But yeah. I'm sure I did something and I thought it was funny at the time because I think it's funny now. So I'm sure at the time I thought it was funny and I don't remember. Oh, what happened? What's wrong? Are you okay, Deb? Oh, Deb, it's just a joke that happens on every chat. It's not you, and I need to figure it out. Oh, Deb went because of that? Well, somebody left upset. It was just a joke, and I don't know why it does it, but it does it. And hopefully Deb didn't leave, but.
Oh, I see what you mean. It says, please refrain from posting Zalgo.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Okay, Zalgo. Let's see what it is. Zalgo text generator. Great glitchy text online. This is what this is. I don't know where it came from, but I'll show you guys what it is. Zalgo text, online Zalgo text generator. It's a free tool that turns your normal text into creepy, scary, or Halloween style. I'm sure that's where I did it, Halloween. Simply enter your text in the text box but why is it doing it in my chat? That's why I don't understand. You'll get a Zalgo text. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Zalgo in StreamYard. Yeah, I don't know why it does it, you guys. I'll have to look into it, but
Is there any way we can contact Deb and explain it to her so she doesn't stay away?
I don't know because I don't know. I don't know. Is it
Bummer.
that offensive that somebody would like leave? I don't even think it's that offensive. So
No, just, everyone was joking about it, and it was like, oh, stop Zal going, and she didn't realize that they were joking.
yeah.
So she thought she did something wrong and she left.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know if I'll have to think about it because I don't even think it's that offensive that I would have to go and apologize, but I'll have to think about it because I'm trying not. I don't think it's offensive that I don't know. I don't know. And it looks like she unsubscribed, so I think we're just gonna say bye to Deb if that's the case. Deb, if you ever see this, it was a joke, and I hope that you'll come back and subscribe because we like to have a lot of fun here.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, do you have anything else you wanted to say about this tonight?
Nope, I'm good. I'm ready to I just ate my Michigan cherry gummy, and it was quite delicious. Didn't really taste like cherry.
Too. Oh,
didn't really taste like cherry, but
more favorite flavors.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
pretty good though.
Enjoy your gummy. I wish I had a gummy right now.
Oh,
gotta go look for my stuff.
Yeah, you got to go find that big container of the crumbs.
Yeah.
The sticks and seeds. She bought a container of sticks and seeds.
Yes. Woohoo! I'm gonna go look for my sticks and seeds. Okay. Well, enjoy your gummy and I'll enjoy my sticks and seeds.
All right. Good night.
Okay. Night. Bye, Shannon.
Bye-bye.
Okay, guys. So I am going to call it a night. Be sure to give this live a thumbs up. Again, we like to have fun. You get Zalgoed in my chat, and it's just a joke. We don't make, what is it that one guy says? We don't make fun of you. We make funny. We don't make fun. We make funny. But I always say that it's not funny if the person's feelings hurt, because my mom would always like make a joke or tear you down and then say, I'm just joking. I'm only kidding. I hate that. Ugh. Oh, good, Deb. So it happens to everybody, and I'm so glad you didn't leave, Deb. It's just a funny joke, and I don't actually know how to make it stop either. That's another joke that I don't know how to make it stop, but I will look into it. So I'm so glad you didn't leave. Okay, guys, what do you guys think? Do you think NK is a witch into BITCHcraft, or what do you guys think? Yes, no, maybe so. Next week we are going to cover this again and to look into it a little better, and I will have more information. If you have any questions that you want me to research regarding this during this week, just put it down in the comments and I will take that into consideration in the research that we do. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go. If nobody's told you this today, and you know what, even if they have, I don't care. I'm going to tell you this. And somebody once said that you can't love somebody you don't know. And I had to pull a Nichol Kessinger and a Chris Watts, and I Googled that ish. And you know what it said? It said, of course you can love people you don't know. So if nobody's told you this, and even if they have, I'm telling you this. I love you guys so, so much. And I'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Guys, welcome to Parawomenradio. I'm Amy.
Carefully strumming this old guitar, words rolling out into the fire. Never ask why my heart burned blue. Here in the haze where you inspire me. Here in the darkness I hear my cue. Time to find some solitude. Here where my soul bleeds openly, deep in the heart of sin and you. Here in the blue, I'm falling deep into you. Carefully strumming this old guitar again.